Right, just going through the emails. First one says, no trades today. Moving my stop loss on the Kiwi Yen on third consecutive buyer bar. I'm now break even. Okay, that's good. Kiwi Yen, where are you? There you are. You guys can see my screen, can't you? Yep, good. Okay, so you're in here. Would have traded on this day or this day, 2 consecutive buyer bars. You got your stop at break even. That's fabulous. And you also said you got entered long. No change to stop loss. It's a higher high. It's a seller bar, yes, but it's a higher high, higher low. We just had the PPI figures come out, which is pretty strong. Expected 0.6, got 0.9. So that should hold a bid under the Aussie for today until tonight's non-farm payrolls. So that's good. Aussie Kiwi trade went south, yes. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Kiwi bolted and the Aussie didn't go with it. Surprised the hell out of me. Surprised the hell out of everyone, I suppose. But yeah, stopped out of that yesterday, unfortunately. It's twice I've been taken for a ride on that. Yeah. These ones, dollar yen, CAD yen, are looking okay. Webinar question. Dollar yen, do you think the dollar yen has the capacity to reach 104 in this move? Or should we look to set some profit targets? I have 0.75% target with 0.25% entered and 0.5% entered onto the 29th. My account is negative, some ideas on trade management. If your account's negative, yes, you should be looking at sort of taking profits when you can. So having targets in is always good just to get your account back up to break even. Splitting the trade like that is also good, so you leave take some profit out of the market as it rallies up, and then obviously leave a little bit open for you to, if it does sort of make its way back up to this major resistance here. So setting targets is a great idea. Will it get to 104 this move? Look, the BOJ came out 2 days ago now, and they said that they're going to continue their stimulus. They didn't say that they're going to attack the stagnation. They're quite happy with what's occurred so far. So that sort of indicates that they're not going to add any more stimulus for the time being. They certainly don't want a stronger currency, but they're quite happy with the way things are going. So that was a little disappointing for the sellers of the yen, such as myself. It's not the end of the world. That should continue to weaken, but it's not going to move in a hurry. And I suppose we can see that in price action here for the last 2 or 3 months. It's just been going nowhere really. It has a good chance of getting up and testing this high. And I'd like it to test that, but time will tell. If the US dollar gains strength, such as non-farm payrolls tonight, if it comes out, I think they're expecting 200,000 or something, aren't they? 216,000. So if it comes out at, say, 220 or 230,000, that you'd see this rally pretty strongly. I have to wait and see. So Euro Aussie, excuse me, Euro Aussie. Some people looked at this, and others, quite a few of you, got into the Euro Kiwi. Euro Aussie was set up lower highs, lower lows. Yes, you've got your Fibonacci correct. That's that head and shoulder pattern. That's probably null and void now. I mean, it could have looked like it was testing it. The Aussies continue to to weaken at this point. It's looking like it's turning, but I don't think it will. What's this one? Oh, that's just that there. Okay. Yeah. Your analysis is all sound. Obviously, we didn't get into that trade. And you said, I've cancelled the trade but sending analysis. Also, yen long placed on. Can you comment on management keeping losses small now that it's going nowhere? Do I take the loss now given the weakening of the US dollar? So I'd lose about 0.25% of the trade. Let's have a look. This is a reversal bar, so by rights you could move your stop closer. That's an inside bar, nothing to do there. So I would suggest maybe moving your stop a little bit closer, which might save you a third of your original risk, or even maybe a quarter of your original risk. That's one way to manage it. I've left mine waiting for it to, to continue. Your other Euro Aussie. Yeah, this bar here, cancelled trade. The other one everybody got into was the Euro Kiwi. This swing high here, they got in yesterday on that there, and that's looks reasonable given the Kiwi is still surprisingly strong. This might eventuate into a reasonable trade. Aussie Kiwi, you're starting to plan what lunch. Okay, well, let me know where we're going for lunch. Are there prices where we should set targets? In the dollar yen, are there prices where we should set targets? I'd look at significant levels if you're wanting to set targets. So get your horizontals in, and maybe do. That's one there. You could also look at doing a Fibonacci of this move here, seeing what it's reacting to. So that high to that low. You could possibly set a minor target here. This one, 103.60. That's one way of looking at putting targets in if you're trying to nibble back the losses you've got. Okay, Aussie Swiss long. Check my fib. You started it from there and you've drawn it to there. Fib looks good. You've got the cycle above. This is like the Euro Aussie, just upside down or the other way up. 5 pips, 10 pips below the bar, 5 pips bar retracement. MA support, horizontal support, convergence, price action, filtration support. So yeah, you've got all of that there. That's good. RSI is in a good spot. Same as this one, really, isn't it? Was looking good, but there's nothing there now. You'd be with a lower high, lower low. You'd look to cancel a trade. You wanted to see buying power, and you're not seeing that. So I'd cancel a trade. If this is a higher high and a higher low, then you can possibly replace it again on Monday. But at this stage, I'd cancel that trade. Dollar Sing. Lower highs, lower lows. Yeah. Entry 25.38. Underneath that bar, that's fair enough. Lower highs below the moving averages, horizontal resistance, bearish price action, trend line resistance. You can't say trend line resistance. This is one touch, 2 touches. You're looking for a touch on the third. Can't trade on the second touch. You might be thinking, okay, well, there's my third touch. It's not really. This is the same. I would suggest this is the same touch. You want it to come back and then go there again. So if you look at something like the Aussie, yeah. So here's one touch. This is your second touch, third touch, second touch, second and third touch. You're looking here at either the third or the fourth, depending on which one of these you're looking at, and that's what you'll be trading from. The way you've done it is not really something it's only the second one, okay? So just be careful of that one. It's a pretty steep trend line. Yeah. So you just got that touch and that touch. But that's looking good. You're probably at break. Your stop's not a break even, but your price is just at your entry level. Other than that, your analysis is good and sound, and you're risking. Doesn't say, but Fibonacci is correct too, so that's all good. So back to Thursday, Aussie dollar. This is your entry. Right out. Yep, that's good. Fibonacci's good. Yes, good that you've highlighted that. Finding support. Not really worried about the 20. Horizontal 92, 72. Yep, those lows. On the 92, 72, yeah. Ring low, buy bar. Yeah. It all looks good. Good analysis. You only risked a small amount because you're worried about the surprise to the downside. That's good. I did pull a trade before FOMC on your RAND. Too bad, as the trade is now fine with market too concerned. Yep. No chance to re-enter at this stage. No, but you could look at reasonable support there in the 4 hour. Potential entry as it does a phase 2. See if it breaks into a new phase 1 later on. Doesn't mean you can trade off the second touch, though, does it? No. You need 2 touches. You can't score, or talking about trend lines, okay? You can't score a trend line saying 2 touches. This is 3 touches, right? So you can't trade off this one. If you're back here going, oh look, there's a trend line, you're just linking 2 dots on a chart. If it comes back and tests, once you've drawn those two highs and you've got a trend line, if it comes back and tests it and turns on it again, then you can trade it, and then you can add it to your score line. You can't do it on the second, because you're just drawing 2 lines together. There's not really established trend line. Now this is an established trend line because you got these 2 significant highs and it's turning on that same line. Then that's a tradable, a reason for a trade. Okay. All right, Aussie dollar. Yeah, I know we've got 270 prop traders. I think about 269 of them bought the Aussie dollar. Me being the only one who didn't. EMA support. Well, you do have EMA support. You got the 200. I would give that one a yes. Horizontal, okay, your horizontal is a little lower. I would have gone, I can see that it's there, yeah. But I would have gone across this green one, well, a little lower here where that other gentleman had that 92.72. Fib retracement, your fib's correct. Hidden divergence, yep, all good. And trendline support, yes, that's good. So yes, I would have given EMA support to that. Euro Kiwi, Aussie dollar, Euro Kiwi, and Aussie dollar. Yeah, a lot of you took these trades. Aussie dollar. I suppose that's your entry and that's your stop. Yes. Let's see, Fibonacci is 50. 92.70 is your horizontal. Trendline support. 3 touches. Second broken. No levels of resistance. Hidden divergence. There was hidden divergence. If you go back and have a look, there was hidden divergence. So you've got from that low there, you've got a higher low in price, but a lower low in RSI. So there is hidden divergence. Yeah. It's all good. And your Euro Kiwi, three touches, okay. Below EMA resistance, horizontal resistance, RSI convergence. Fib retracement, 786. Okay, not sure why that's not on the top of that. I'm going to have a look myself. Risking 0.25%. Okay. Two things I want to check is the fib and the trend line. So trend line. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 touches, fourth. And the fib from there to there, I would say the 618, 200 EMA. Yeah. And then that horizontal across here, somewhere across there. Yeah. Okay. So this is all good. Yeah, I just missed slightly. I'm not sure why that. It might be just E-signal. In MetaTrader, you can see that when you draw it, if you miss it by a bit, it'll automatically take it to the high. You see how I'll let go of my mouse. It automatically just drops into the high. Okay. I know you're bearish, but I went long the Aussie. Yeah, cool. But I'm down 30 pips and listening to you contemplating taking some risk off the table ahead of the news, i.e. 0.25% off the table. What do you think? That's a tough one, Dave. Don't like questions like that. Down 30 pips. Okay, because you went in there above that at 93.05 was everybody got in it. It's now 30 pips down. you went for half a percent risk. But as I said in my letter, market report, it's technically it looks perfect. It's just fundamentally I'm not a believer of it. I haven't been a believer of the Kiwi either, but look at that mongrel thing. Whilst I have been a believer of the pound, I thought it had stopped. It's now put on another 100 pips. I don't always get it right. So, you know, but technically that looks pretty bearish on the weekly, doesn't it? It's making lower highs and lower lows. But the daily looks pretty strong in terms of a bull market. What to do is, if you halve your position and cop a 30 pip loss on half your position, might be a smart idea. Who knows what non-farm payroll is going to do? Could go either way. But the US dollar has been weakening since some data came out the last 2 days. It wasn't very bullish. In fact, it was quite bearish. And so the US dollar, you can see, is weaker across the board, really. And I don't really like sort of trading the news, because unless I'm actually scalping, because it is a 50-50 bet as to which way it's going to go. And we're not here to gamble, we're here to take informed, structured decisions. And it could be an idea, if you're negative, it might be a smart idea to take a small loss on half of it, let the other half run just in case it does go in your favour. Are you saying I missed this trade? No, I saw it coming, and I saw the Kiwi coming as well, but I don't believe in the trade. Sorry, I don't know how else to put that, but it's not something that I'm buying into. Even though technically it looks good, and I've said this before, if my fundamentals and technicals don't match, then I'm not going to do the trade. But if they do match, like the pound, then I will do the trade. And I've been buying the pound for 12 months or so. And at every opportunity I can get, and I will continue to do that. Not now, because the pound is too far out. Right? For me, it's far too overcooked. It was even overcooked here, and okay, I missed out on this 100 pips, but there was no real setup here. There's FOMO trading out here. I know there was a trade call put out by the other programs of K2A, but it's not something I would look at. And I do trade them for the house account, those trade calls, and this is in the money, but I don't think it'll make it. Personally, I buy this at every time I can, every opportunity I can get. But now I'd be looking to sort of short it back to the Kiwi. So it's not that I missed it. It's just I'm not a believer of it, and I haven't been a believer of the Kiwi either. And look at the risk you're going to have to wear on this one if you do take that trade. It's not something I want to get into. Can you please discuss currencies in general, and Aussie dollar down and US dollar will rally as stock market prices drop in May? Okay. Can you confirm if this is the case? Stock market very top heavy, absolutely. Every year you get a sell-off in the stocks in around May, and you therefore should get a sell-off in the Aussie around May. Here's May last year. Was May. This is the start of May here. It obviously started in March, but it didn't break out of this range until May. That was May last year. That's the Aussie dollar. And if you go back to May the year before, there's May again. So March, April, May, the start of May, a little bit of a sell-off. And it's just that the stock market, if I open up, if the stock market tends to have a sell-off in May, you know, open up or what? Take your time, mate. Yeah, we're not in a hurry. So the US stock market, look at that triple top. But if you go through and have a look at the stock market in May every year, you get that. It's a seasonal thing, and it happens regularly. There's May last year. There's May the year before, big sell-off. Hey, stop that, you. And it's basically what the Americans do. There's April, May, pretty bearish. Is that they sell out before the summer holidays and go away and enjoy themselves. There's May in 2008. Well, 2008 was just shit anyway. There's March, April, May in 2005. And they go away and enjoy their summer holidays and not have to worry about their book. It has been up here for quite a while. It is very top heavy, overvalued, and so expect a sell-off in the stock market to come. And so when they sell out of that, where do they park their money? They park their money in low-risk assets such as bonds or cash in the bank. And so therefore, you know, the US dollar will gain strength because that's where the people are putting their cash that they sell or they make from the stock market. And therefore, if the US dollar is going to gain in strength, then the Aussie dollar will weaken. And as I just showed you, if you go through the Aussie dollar, you can see that it does have a pretty terrible month in May. And if we look at that stock, you know, that website, what is it called? It's Equity Clock or something. Equity Clock, yeah. Equity Clock. Equity Clock charts. And we go down to currency, Australian dollar, Forex. Where's May? May is, you know, bearish to sideways. Yeah. And that's in the currency. So to answer your question, mate, I know I was a bit long-winded, but yeah, I think that you know, the Aussie dollar will struggle in this month. What is the best way to see an immediate show of the results of the news on the US dollar apart from the effect on other currencies? What is the best way to see an immediate show of the result of the news on the US dollar apart from the effect on other currencies? I'm not sure. I think the easiest way to see the effect on the dollar is if you're going to stay up and watch it at whatever time it is, 10:30 or something. Might be later than that for you guys. 8:30 here, so 10:30 your time. The best way to watch it is on a 5-minute or 1-minute chart. You'll see the announcement. You'll see the movement pretty quickly on that. I'm not sure if that answers your question. Yeah. What do you think of the volatility of the Kiwi? Fundamentally, do you know why there was such a big buy bar on the Kiwi that makes me concerned on the Kiwi crosses? Well, you know, you look at the Kiwi crosses, they didn't not necessarily have that big move. Pound Kiwi might have. Yeah. Aussie Kiwi had it. Euro Kiwi had it. Yeah. The Kiwi dollar had it. Kiwi yen not so much. And pound Kiwi had it. So I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the headlines. I didn't see anything come out yesterday on the Kiwi. I'd say it might have been a bit of safe haven or carry trade from people buying the higher yielding currencies, which the Kiwi's 0.5% higher than the Aussie, sitting at 3%. You say you expect the Aussie to go up to around 95 cents. Not worth it to trade that. Look, I said it was going to get to 95 cents at some point. I thought this run would stop around 90, 92, 93, sort of mid-92s when we took this trade. It sort of stopped in the mid-92s, then carried on for another 200 pips or 100 pips, and got close to 95. I don't see it getting up there. Whoop, cancel. I don't see it getting up there at this stage. I see a pullback back into the 80s, possibly 88, maybe even lower, before then having another run higher. I think it'll come down and test this sort of area in this move. This was a weekly chart before coming back up and sort of trying to have a test of that. We've got the budget. I thought it was May 13, but I noticed in the Forex calendar next week that it's the Forex calendar, Forex Factory shows that the budget release is on the 6th, so next week. I thought it was the 13th, but anyway, the budget. The point is, the budget should have quite an effect on it. I think initially it'll be bearish because what they're trying to do will have an issue on productivity in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to be good for the Aussie dollar. So you'll get that sell-off, and then as what they're trying to do becomes filters through into the marketplace, then you'll see some strength back in the Aussie. Okay. Yeah, Elaine, the Kiwi got strong against all of the currency pairs. I didn't see any news out. As I said, it's probably just most likely the carry trade. If you can't see news, then it'd be the higher yielding asset that it is. Do they mean US dollar index? I know FXCM has US dollar charts, but eSignal doesn't. eSignal does. You can get US dollar index in eSignal. The code is, I think it's $US hash. I don't really want to open up eSignal at this stage. Let me open it up on my other computer and I'll come back to you on that. If you, I see you have a page in Think Forex for US 30 weekly. Yeah, I've got quite a few brokers. I use quite a few brokers, and I've got ThinkFX, and yeah, I've got all the index futures here that I trade, and also commodities that I have a play with. Brent, oil, copper's copping and hounding, but mostly I use these guys for index trading. You can even trade the VIX. Yeah, so just like anything, you can make this weekly. Again, in relation to the US dollar, this US 30 is the Dow. It's the Dow Jones Index, and in relation to the US dollar, it is going to be You know, this goes up, US dollar goes down. This goes down, US dollar goes up. That's the kind of relation. Norm tells me the Fed budget is released on May 13th. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. So it's not the 6th, according to Forex Factory. I'm just trying to find that code for the Dow. DXF, yeah, you might have to pay for it, but if you just, it's US dollar. If you type in US, DXF hash F is the delayed for the futures. Okay. Let me, you know, if you just go to eSignal, you get all the codes. That's it. Yeah, you get eSignal. But DXF space DX space hash F or US dollar. They're the two. Those two are the dollar index. But here you can you should be able to search for products. Yeah, simple lookup. AxiTrader too. AxiTrader may have all those currency, all the index futures, but not on the prop. And I only use Axie for prop. I don't have a personal account with Axie. I do, but I don't use it. So here you can, you know, type in US dollar index and hit go and see what you get. There you go. That's the futures and all the options. You might get this on a delayed basis. Yeah. But you still be able to chart it at the end of the day, even on the basic package of eSignal. End of day data doesn't cost them anything. So, yeah. Right. Let me just get questions thick and fast here, and I'm missing out on the emails, right? It doesn't work. Anything, I think I called them once and they said you have to pay more for it. Yeah, if you want live, you have to pay eSignal. If you want live data, you have to pay for it. End of day data, generally don't. Forex calendar, New Zealand news article 1 hour ago, New Zealand dairy dip. The ANZ commodity price index fell 4% in April. That was a couple of hours ago, wasn't it? Commodity prices fell, but that was this morning. It doesn't account for yesterday's run. It says in one of the forums that the US data was taken away from Forex.com users using eSignal software. Okay. Yeah, $10. You can pay for $10. Yeah, just contact eSignal, and you know, you can get everything you want. You know, stocks and all sorts of stuff. But obviously you have to pay for it. What? Your Aussie dollar stop loss and take profit is gone. Why is that? Where did I go wrong, and what should I do? Okay. Are you online? No, you're not. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'll have to reply to you a bit later. Where was I up to? Euro Kiwi. Who wrote that? Euro Kiwi. Who's on that? This was a while ago. Euro Kiwi. Okay. Go away yet. Go away to. This US dollar is the FXCM quote. But yeah. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar daily. Yeah. You're online. I can see you're here. So let's have a look at that. Higher highs, bullish price action. You've got your fib in the right place. You can drag it a bit further across so price is not sort of hiding at all. Trend line, horizontal support, 92.25. You've gone for that one as well. Okay. Fib support, 0.5%, 93.05, stop at 92.14. Yeah. As I said, I think nearly everybody took this trade. Okay, and last but certainly not least was this one, also Aussie dollar. Good strong trend line above, yes, horizontal support. EMA support. You said no? I would say yes. Again, 200 is giving you that support. See it there. Trend line, hidden divergence. Okay, you've gone from there to there. Could go from the last time it was on the 50. Well, you know, that is a. I don't see this as really as a cycle. It's just sideways, and then another one. So I'd go from here. Still gives you the divergence, but yeah, I see this as all phase one, including that little sideways bit. Okay, that is us for the day. We're on again, not later today, on the 5th. So be careful tonight with the non-farm payrolls. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's what the commodity prices, dairy prices took a bit of a hit. Bit of data, this is the big one that we're looking for. And Saturday's non-manufacturing. I don't think that's a major one. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, cool. Have a great weekend. It's cold in Sydney. It's nice and warm here, mate. I've got tan lines on my feet from thongs. You guys have a great weekend, and I shall speak to you on Monday. It's colder in Tassie. I bet you it is, Dave. I bet you it is bloody freezing down there. Thanks, guys. You have a good weekend. And we'll chat again on Monday. Cheers.